Continuation of Chapter 3. The Genesis account of Abraham begins in the 12th chapter. It's a wonderful story about Yahweh's relationship with man and his covenant with his people. It's also prophetic, warning us about the character of Ishmael, whom Muhammad claims to be descendant. He will be a wild ass of a man. His hand will be against his brother, and his brother's hand will be against him, and he will live in hostility with all the world. Sounds like tomorrow's newspaper, doesn't it? The Islamic version of Abraham unfolds with these words.
Tabari. Most of the earlier sages have said that Abraham was born during the era of Nimrod bin Cush, while most historians say that Nimrod was an official of Ashdaq. Some have asserted that Noah was sent to Nimrod against Babylon. We have been told, though Allah knows best, Dakak was Nimrod, and that Abraham was born during his days, and that Nimrod was his master who wanted to burn him.
I beg to differ with the Muslim sages, but since nothing they have said thus far has made any sense, why start now? I suppose you'd like to know who Azadak, Nimrod, and Dahak are. While Nimrod is mentioned in the Bible, I'll refer to the Muslims with regard to Azadak. They say,
Tabari. Karishat was tyrannical. One day he became engrossed in thought. Allah transformed him into Ashdaq. He had 7 heads, and was the one who lived on the highest mountain in Iran. All the historians, both Arab and Persian, claim that he ruled over every clime, and that he was a wicked sorcerer.
So with that cleared up, let's see what the Islamic scholars had to say about Dahak, whom they believe to be Nimrod.
Dahak reigned for 1,000 years after Jam, but Allah knows better. He ruled over all the earth, displaying tyranny and oppression. He killed excessively, and was the first to enact the punishments of crucifixion and mutilation.
I don't know about mutilation, but crucifixion was developed by the Assyrians and perfected by the Romans.
He was the first to levy tithes.
That would be a religious tax.
And to mint dirhams.
If Dahak was Nimrod, the great Babylonian king, he was a murdering tyrant. He was also creative. According to the archaeological evidence, Nimrod and his wife Semiramis invented the pagan practices that grew to become the basis of Egyptian, Greek, and Roman mythology. His Mystery Babylon religion strongly influenced Hinduism, Islam, and Catholicism. Nimrod is credited with building the first temples, hiring the first clerics, establishing the first rituals. He was the first to fleece the flock and to control a population via a religious scam. Muhammad would have looked up to Nimrod as a role model. This Islamic tradition goes on to claim,
It is said that there were 2 ganglia growing out of his shoulders, which caused pain. It became so intense he would anoint them with the brains of human beings. For this purpose he killed 2 men each day and anointed his ganglia with their brains. When he did, the pain would abate.
I am pleased there is a cure for ganglia. Now all we need is a cure for Islam, for it too consumes men's brains.
Tabari. A commoner in Babylon rebelled against him. He set up a war banner, and many people rallied. When Dakak heard this, he was alarmed and sent the following message. What is the matter? What do you want? The man replied, Do you not say that you are the ruler of the world, and that the world belongs to you?
As a fellow megalomaniac, scam artist, and terrorist murderer, Dahak/Nimrod served to make Muhammad's life seem sane, I suppose. Let's compare the description we have just read to what Muhammad had to say about himself.
Bukhari. The Prophet said, I have been given 5 things which were not given to anyone else. Allah made me victorious with terror. The earth was made for me. Booty was made lawful for me, and yet it was not lawful for anyone else. I was given the right of intercession on the day of doom. Every prophet used to be sent to his nation only, but I have been sent to all mankind.
The comparisons are chilling. Now that I have your attention, let's return to the story.
The rebellious man said, Let your thirst be for all the world, and not only for us, for you only kill our people.
Yes, there was a happier time in which Muslims only killed Muslims. Now they reach out and touch everyone.
Dahak, Nimrod, agreed and ordered that the 2 men slain each day would be divided among all people, not from just one nation. Nakak was Nimrod, and Adam was born during his era. Dahak had been a rebel who had seized the people of the land with witchcraft and deceit, and had completely terrified them with 2 serpents which had been on his shoulders.
Let's compare the Dahak-Nimrod duo, which we are told are one and the same, with another inseparable duo, Allah and Muhammad. From Surah 3:151.
We shall strike terror into the hearts of the unbelievers.
From 4:89.
Seize them and kill them wherever you find them.
In 4:142 we find,
Surely the hypocrites strive to deceive Allah, and He shall retaliate by deceiving them.
Then,
Bukhari, magic was worked on Allah's apostle, and he was bewitched so that he began to imagine doing things which in fact he had not done.
I'm sure these similarities are just a coincidence. After all, one indistinguishable pair claimed to be God and prophet, the other a witch and tyrant. As such, it would be wrong for them to have anything in common.
Dahak, Nimrod, built a city in Babylon called Harb,
which means war in Arabic.
He made Nabateans his couriers, the people who were subjected to every kind of pressure, and he slew young boys.
In continuing with the similarities between Nimrod and Muhammad, you should know that the prophet pressured Arabs to submit to Islam. Those who didn't were slain.
Bukhari, the prophet said, if a Muslim discards his religion, kill him.
Some would consider that to be pressure. In upcoming volumes of Tabari's history and in Ishaq's Surah, we shall be regaled with hadith showing Muhammad murdering young boys.